This is Dr. Mindeye speaking. So glad to be back. It's been over 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, since I made a professional video on charts here. So I'm back now, and today I want to quickly do a review of the trades I took last week. This might be how I'll be keeping up. So moving forward, doing a review, and occasionally I would, you know, teach you one or two things as much as I can that I use to trade or you need to know in order to trade. These are some of the trades I took this week. In fact, if you look at all of these trades were executed from the previous week, last 2 weeks, last week, and all of that. None of these trades are just here because, of course, losses came in the picture. I think I had one loss here and one here, and every other trade was a win. No, this one was 1:4, but after 1:3, it came to stop loss. And to verify every one of these trades in the description, my Telegram channel will be in the description. And also my Telegram mini app where I'm sending every of these trades to my mini app users for free. Every of these trade, not just the setup, but the limit order, the entry, the exit, the take profit, and the stop loss. All of those details will be in the description. Time will not permit me to go through every of these trades that are here. Let's just focus on this week. It's today's weekend, and starting from Monday till now, this is the first trade of the week, till Friday, how I was able to execute these four trades and why I did not trade on Wednesday. So there are so many things I will be showing you unfiltered. I will not be going too technical because last year I did learn a skill coding specifically for automation, and so far I've been able to first of all go over to the COT. That was the first thing I did when the week started. I check the COT once in a week. This is my COT terminal that I built. And before I turn it on, let me quickly go to, to get the COT terminal, you have to go to the CFTC website, the government website where the hedge fund and the banks and financial institution update their orders. This was last week's COT. This was updated today. This top one is this week's COT. This is more like an expo for you, and this is what to expect this week. GBP card is still bullish. AUD card. From all of these things, you will see we have just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs that are bearish. Every other one is bullish. And how did we come to this conclusion? This is for this week. Let's observe last week and quickly know. This is Rufilo terminal. I built my own on TradingView. So all of these were gotten from the leverage fund on the CFTC on the futures report. And of course, you would see dollar currently. Let me just use GBP card. Currently, last week you see Canadian dollars had this current value, 62,500. This is the open interest, the total in USD, the open interest leverage funds, and the total in the USD, the long position on the pounds, and the total, the short position. And where it gets interesting is from here, the net position. The net position is simply minusing or subtracting the shorts from the longs, and then the card has 40,778 net position, which is still bullish, and the percentage is 19.64. And the change from last week to this week on the leverage funds, who are more of the hedge funds, 44%, and the delta, which is the change, is 4.8. Overall, Canadian dollars, overall, the British pounds, GBP USD is bullish. Then if you check the Canadian dollars, following the same thing I just explained for the sake of time, if we go to the most important part, you see the Canadian dollars has a net position if you minus long from shorts or shorts from long, which the second is correct, short from long. You see the shorts are more than the long, and it does a minus 57k, and the net position, net percentage is still in minus. The leverage funds are currently shorting, and the delta is still -9. And overall, you see British pounds is bullish, Canadian dollars is bearish. So if they are buying British pounds and they are selling Canadian dollars, and if you combine the two together, it's going to be bullish because the quote currency, that's why GBP CAD was 54.50% bullish, because the base currency is bullish and the quote currency is bearish. I am a master of trading Euro USD, so if I want to trade Euro USD, dollar has to be weak and the Euro futures has to be strong. Dollar, I mean DXY. So for me to trade it very well. And if I want to, sell, it means DXY has to be very strong and the euro has to be weak. Same thing with this. GBP CAD, the pounds is very strong and the Canadian dollars is weak. So it's bullish. And that's how every other thing here came in picture. So if you look over here, these are 8 major currencies which betted 28 trading pairs. This is this week's own. This is an expo for you. You just position yourself for what to expect this week. There are other things I look out for too. But since this is a long format, I built my own terminal on TradingView, which is this. This week has been updated though. Let me go to the weekly time frame. As of last week, this was the terminal as of last week. Yeah, the week will be updated later today. Now, checking, let me go to my terminal settings. The global scope that is here, which is the features chart, I added it here. Instead of switching to the features chart, I just had to add it here like that. There are a lot of things to look out for here, but let me just go to the features chart to make it easier. Let me just be on the features chart. This is the features chart. So you see this last week net position and this week net position. And in the hedge funds, you see they were 13.9% bullish, but this week they were 5.39 bullish. That means they are closing some of their buy positions on Euro USD, Euro futures. So, and for you to close buy positions, you have to open sell. It's a binary system. For you to close buy, you have to open sell. So 13.96% can be billions of orders. Billions of dollars. And them closing part of it means they close a certain percentage, which is this 8.57%. So they close some percentage and now they have this. So it means they are still bullish on Euro USD, but then they are closing off by opening sales. So I imputed this remark here to update me if they are closing off as exhaustion. Exhaustion does not mean the market will just start selling. It just means the reversal is incoming. So I should be well positioned. And this was the last week delta and this week delta. So while Euro USD is still very bullish, I was conscious of the sales too. So another thing you want to look out for here is this volume column. When I made this like this, the color can be changed. When this, let me turn off the comparison. I will turn it on back to quickly show you that. Let me turn them off so we can focus on just the leverage funds, which is this. So when this green is very thick, it means they are still very bullish, and when it becomes light, it means they are currently losing that bullish strength. Same thing with the bear side. That is that. So I was positioned already from a macro perspective, from a data perspective. It's now left for me to now focus on price, which is chart. And if you want to do yourself a favor, you can even compare. If you turn on this metric 1, I have commercial, which are dealers here, which are the banks and financial institutions, asset managers, which are also under the futures traders, the leverage funds, who are more hedge funds, and the retail traders, which are us. So if I turn on this, I want to compare them with the financial institution traders, the banks and financial institutions. And then I also turn this on, which are the retail traders. The banks and financial institutions are always doing opposite of what these guys are doing. These guys are following the trend. These guys are doing the opposite. Why? Because they create the liquidity and they want to take it. So they've created the liquidity, and you see currently why these people are bullish. They were bearish. Now these people who are trying to start selling, they will start buying. So, and the leverage funds, who are the banks, who are the hedge funds, are already in the sell position. but retail traders are still a bit bullish, and it's now they want to start selling. And that is that for that. After getting this bias, because it's just this pair trade, you can use it on any other pair if you know the features. After getting this bias, I can then turn it off and know that, oh, Euro USD is bullish overall, but I can take sales if I see any form of exhaustion technically. So I will now turn on my, let me just go to the 2 hours chart. I'll now turn on my MINDEYE trading indicator that tells me the directional bias. And that was how I did my trades. Let's start with this futures chart, and then I would go back to Euro USD and see how I took every one of these trades. Or let me just go back to my trading pair. I'm trying to stay within time now. This is on field tab, exactly what I did. Okay, let me go to 15 minutes, which is where I did more of the execution. So I will show you exactly what I used and what I did. Looking at this now, the first trade was Monday. Monday, my MINDEYE trading indicator that I built, all of these are technical. If my student is watching this now, they know exactly how all of this happened, because all of these, I taught them how to get directional bias with technical analysis, how to pick your zone and trade. I just moved it into an indicator to just reduce the stress of scanning the market for me. So it's a buy day. So since it's a buy day, all I have to do is look for buy positions. And I have my timing tools. I will not just be buying anywhere. It's either I'm buying in this first window, which is these two lines, or this second window. So I missed it in the first window. In fact, it wasn't giving me a good sign to buy. So I was patient and I waited for the second window. During the second window, I saw the market did a true break of structure here. Not every break of structure is a true one. And of course, some liquidity were above here. So I was expecting it, since it's a buy day, I was expecting it to come and take here out to create the low of the day. So what I did was I marked this area, even though it's a confluence from higher time frame, but for the sake of time, I will not be able to go there. And I placed my pending order here, and I sent the trade to my users, my mini app users, for 1:4, and it went to TP. I'll be very fast here. Moving on to the next day, Tuesday, it was also a buy day. So it was a buy day. I looked at the previous price, looked at everything. I had it in mind that based on my experience of weekly profile, most times expansion and exhaustion come into the market during the weekend. Expansion and exhaustion come into the market during the weekend. There's something I posted. There's something I wrote here. I wrote something here. I said this week so far we have taken 2 trades, both delivered via the MINDEYE Telegram mini app. It is Wednesday and the MINDEYE COT terminal is currently signaling macro exhaustion. We are now watching for Thursday expansion to either join continuation or position for a reversal depending on the confirmation from the MINDEYE directional bias, precision over frequency. What I intend to communicate there is that Thursday usually is expansion or reversal day based on my understanding of weekly profile. So that exhaustion that the COT told me is going to happen within Wednesday or Thursday. So I was still bullish on Tuesday. I picked my entry here, sent this out to my Telegram user, mini app users, and the entry actually came from this zone, this breaker zone. It was a 30-minute time frame breaker zone, but I had to pick this as an entry and put stop loss below here to just avoid tightening the stop loss. Usually I do 1:4 and above, but I just stick to 1:3 at this point. My entry would have been here, but I decided to leave it like this. And I made re-entries here actually personally, and it gave me more profit. And of course, the entry came exactly within our timing zone. The first timing zone, these two vertical line, the entry got tagged in here. So, and then the next day, which was Wednesday, I did not trade, even though it was a buy day. Why didn't I trade? I was expecting an exhaustion or expansion. So I was watching the market for a possible buy. And I saw the only area the market would buy is here, but it was not within my timing zone. So I did not trade. It was outside it. So that was when the exhaustion started. Thursday morning, I saw the exhaustion has started and it became a sell day. What did I do? I checked my first timing zone. Is it giving me a reason to sell? Yes. and I sent it out to my subscribers immediately, my mini app subscribers immediately. I did this analysis from, I think, the 5 minutes time frame, and then I sent it to them for 1:4. And when the market did the reversal to the upside, I remember my brother calling my attention to it that he's going to start buying. And the moment he said that, I added 3 more positions to this point, which if you check my Telegram channel, you would see it. I added 3 more positions at that point to push it to the downside. And that was it. During the afternoon session, the market then started selling aggressively and it got to my target. And Friday was the last day of the week. It was giving me a buy day. On futures, this was a sell day because futures is the original chart. But I sold. Why did I sell? At this point, I introduced, I was with my brother when we analyzed this sell. And if I show you, let me see if I can get his handle now, because I told him the sell is coming from a certain angle. Okay, this was, I like showing proof with what I do. You would see now. This is it. This was when he was buying euro dollar, and when I told him the sell is coming, you need to leave the buy. And then boom, on 30 minutes time frame when we was where we analyzed it, and then the sell started there immediately. And how did we analyze it? At this point, I introduced an indicator I built after watching some videos from Henry. I introduced the HORC indicator. Let me go to my script. Let me go to my script and add it to my chart, HORC. So let me turn off my own personal indicator and leave the HORC with, let me go to, I think, 30 minutes time frame. And I remember it was structure sensitivity of 2 we used. And I turned the end days to be 10. This is 300 to just reduce the frequency. And that was it. So we checked that very day. No, we were on 1 hour 2. We checked that very day, and I told him from based on how Henry uses this indicator. I mean, this is not his indicator. I built this myself, but based on what he thought, I told him from the look of things, this is S plus, which is showing a buy continuation, D minus, showing a sell continuation. So the market is going to continue selling to grab the daily liquidity, but then before it sells, it needs to go up, and this buy is going to be sponsored by sellers. So what is it trying to do? Since S plus is signaling a buy here, it's coming to take this high out, this S minus, to confluence the liquidity. Don't mind my explanation. This is just explaining it in my own words that I explained that day before we picked this. And I said this S minus signaling a sell continuation, D minus signaling a sell. I use it for more sessional and daily liquidity, not the overall weekly and monthly, because they are still positive at that point. And I told him this is exact liquidity this market is targeting, this high. So take the sell from this breaker of the 30 minutes time frame or 1 hour time frame and put your stop loss just above 1:4 minimum. Let's see what will happen. And that was exactly what happened. And you can see from the screenshot I showed you earlier, which I'm also showing you now. You see how he shattered, bro, immediately the thing touched there. And he even sent me a chat telling me he might even make a re-entry if the market comes to this point and push up. Initially, this was where he was wanting to sell. But when I met him, I told him, sell from here. You know, this is where his sell area, but I said sell from here because of the stuff that is coming. So this was exactly how I traded this week and how I avoided losses. What did I do? I first of all look at the overall picture from the COT and then did what again? I did not take any loss this week. I took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. No loss. Last week I had about 2 losses, but I was still in profit. Last 2 weeks there was no single loss as well. And I took about 4 to 5 trades as well. And it's just Euro USD I trade. And this was exactly all that happened and how I traded this week. And also how I'm planning to trade the coming week. Hopefully I'm able to review that one too for you. Lastly, all right, that should be it for now. Next week we'll talk more and I'll show you more things that I know and I've been able to trade Euro USD for the past few years. and all of that. So, but what I do, I mainly, for now, I mainly look at data, which is the COT, and I want to follow the footprint of the hedge funds. This, since they trade mainly macroeconomics and they get insider information and use platforms like the Bloomberg Terminal, which costs about $35,000 a year to get this information. So all we do is watch them instead of stressing ourselves to go and be paying for those stuff and be looking for those information. They also use platforms. They also use order flow, footprint chart, and the rest. So instead of us going through that stress, let's watch their footprint. Let them go through the stress and let's follow them. So you look at data first to check your bias for the week for any pair of your choice and see which is bullish or bearish. And then you come to the chart to look at price, which is what you use when you apply your technical analysis. Whatever you now use to check for your price now depends on you. You can use SMC, ICT, support and resistance, Malaysia SNRO, whatever it is you feel like to use. Just make sure the price is in alignment with data. And when time comes in, that's why I use my timing lines. You just trade. Every area you see the market reverse from when I trade is within my timing lines. It is within my timing lines. The major reversal and continuation happen in that area. The major reversal and continuation happen in that area. And you can check all my trades in the past, not just this week. If you check last week as well. The major reversal, I see this one got to stop loss, and the reversal which caused the flip started exactly within this timing. This one too. The major reversal and continuation, even if you check last 3 years, it happened within this timing. So it's not something I just do blindly. I'm more of a numerology guy. It's something I took time to study and came up with it. So that will be all for now. Do have a wonderful time. See you again when I make a new video. Bye.